Have you ever worried that your resume is quietly underselling you because you stayed at one company too long? Maybe you worked your way up. Maybe you earned promotions. Maybe you took on bigger responsibilities year after year. But instead of looking impressive, you are afraid it all just blends together on the page. And that fear matters because if recruiters do not immediately see your growth, they may completely miss one of the strongest parts of your story. Hi, I am Michael Akbar with Yes Career Coaching. In this video, you will learn how to format a multiple positions, same company resume so it shows progression, credibility, and value fast. And if you want expert help making sure your resume tells a stronger story and gets the kind of attention that leads to interviews, schedule a consultation with Yes Career Coaching through the link below. Now, let's get into it. Here's the first thing you need to know. Having multiple roles at the same company is not a weakness. It can be a major strength, but only if the resume makes that strength obvious. Recruiters are not going to study your document like a detective. They scan, they skim, they make fast judgment. So if your promotions, internal moves, or expanding scopes are not crystal clear in seconds, you can lose credit for growth you work years to earn. That is why a strong multiple positions, same company resume is not just about formatting. It is about making the value of your journey impossible to miss. In a competitive market, employers want proof of more than just experience. They want signs of trust, signs of adaptability, signs of progression, signs that another company saw enough in you to keep giving you more. That is powerful. But the page has to show it. In most cases, there are two smart ways to structure this. The first is the stacked format. This is usually the strongest option when your path shows a clear upward climb. If you move from analyst to senior analyst, from coordinator to manager, or from account executive to sales leader, the stacked approach helps reader sees that advancement instantly. You list the company once with the overall dates you worked there. Then underneath it, you stack each role with its own dates and bullet points. That format works because it creates one clean, compelling story. This person grew here. This person earned more responsibility. This person moved up. That is exactly what employers want to see. The second option is separate entries. This is often a better approach when your roles are materially different. Maybe you move from marketing to HR. Maybe you shifted from operations into product. Maybe you went from data analysis into project management. In those cases, separate entries can create more clarity because they show that you did not just move up, you also expanded your skill set. You built breadth. You became more versatile. So the question is not which format is universally right. The question is which format tells your story most clearly and most persuasively. If the story is promotion and upward momentum, stacked usually wins. If the story is internal pivoting, expanded capability, or a major lateral shift, separate entries may do the job better. Now, this is where people often make a costly mistake. They assume the recruiter will automatically understand the growth. Usually they will not. You have to make it visual. You have to make it unmistakable. A promotion should look like growth on the page, not just in your memory. A lateral move should look strategic, not random. A longer tenure should look like expanding trust, not professional sameness. That means your bullet points cannot all sound alike. This is one of the biggest issues with a weak multiple positions, same company resume. The candidate ends up repeating similar duties under each title, using the same verbs and describing the same type of work over and over. The result is that the reader stops seeing progression and starts seeing repetition. That is the danger. Every role should answer a different question. In your earlier role, what did you accomplish that earned the next step? If your later role, what became bigger, broader, or more strategic? Did you go from executing to leading, from supporting to owning, from individual contribution to team leadership, from tactical work to cross-functional influence? Those are the shifts that make your story stronger. And those are the shifts your resume has to highlight. Let me give you the lens I want you to use. I do not ask, how do I list these jobs? Ask, how do I make the recruiter feel my growth? That is a much better question, because a good resume does not just show dates and titles. It creates an impression. It tells a story quickly. It answers unspoken recruiter questions before they even need to ask them. Questions like, was this person trusted? Did they advance? Did they become more valuable? Are they still growing? Are they ready for more? A strong resume answers those questions fast. And let's talk about bullet points, because that is where the story either gets sharper or falls apart. Do not waste bullets on generic responsibilities. Show impact, show scale, show progression. Use numbers when you can. Revenue grown, costs reduced, timelines improved, teams led, accounts managed, systems launched, stakeholders influenced, processes improved. Make it tangible. If one role involved managing your own work and the next involved leading others, make that obvious. If one role focused on execution and the next involved strategy or decision making, make that obvious. If your later role required more visibility, more ownership, or more complexity, make that obvious. Recruiters do not want a better job description. They want proof of value. That is what gets interviews. Here's another point that matters. Promotions and lateral moves should not be framed the same way. Promotions naturally suggest growth. So with promotions, lean into bigger scope, stronger impact, and more trust. With lateral moves, the key is to show why the move made you more valuable. Did it add a new dimension to your experience? Did it deepen your business understanding? Did it expand your cross-functional reach? Did it make you more rounded or more marketable? If you do not explain the value of the lateral move, it can look sideways for no reason. But if you do explain it, it can look strategic and impressive. That is the difference. Another mistake people make is hiding the bigger company story. If you stayed at one company for 6, 8, or 10 years, that can either look like loyalty and growth or like comfort and stagnation. How it looks depends on how you frame it. In some cases, it helps to add a very brief company description or a short sentence that captures the arc of your progression. That can give the reader context faster. And context helps them trust the story. The simplest rule to remember is this. Your resume is not just showing where you worked. It is showing how your value expanded over time. That is the job. That is the lens. So if you want your multiple positions, same company resume to help you get hired, choose the format that makes your growth easiest to see. Make each role feel distinct and progressive. And write bullets that prove impact instead of repeating tasks. Because when done right, staying and growing within one company does not make you look stuck. It makes you look trusted. It makes you look promotable. It makes you look like someone another organization would want to invest in. And that is exactly the impression you want. If you're not sure whether your resume is making your career growth obvious enough, or if you want help turning a long tenure at a company into a strong market story, Yes Career Coaching can help. Schedule a consultation through the link in the description. And we'll help you position your experience so recruiters see the growth, the value, and the momentum you actually built. And if this video helped you, subscribe for more practical guidance on resumes, interviews, and career advancement. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.